All right, welcome back to Module 10. In this module, we're going to be talking about the potential legal issues that you could face by owning investment real estate and being a landlord. So I want to dive into a couple of things that could bring up legal issues that you could face as you're owning and operating your investment rental property. The first is the Landlord Tenant Act. We're going to be talking about that, the Fair Housing Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, brokerage and agency law, and other legal issues. With that said, let's dive in and talk about the Landlord Tenant Act. So within the Landlord Tenant Act, there is a federal version and there is a state version for all 50 states. So you're going to want to be aware of the differences between one state to another based on the state you live in. So here's some general information to be aware of. The landlord obligations within the Landlord Tenant Act are that you keep the property up to code, that you maintain the roof, the walls, and the structure, that you keep the common areas clean and safe, and that you provide pest control. You must provide heat, electricity, and hot and cold water, and provide adequate locks, maintain the appliances furnished with the rental unit, and comply with the local landlord laws. The tenant obligations are pay your rent, keep the premises clean and sanitary, do not damage or permit damage to the unit, dispose of garbage, properly use fixtures and appliances, restore the property to its initial condition except for normal wear and tear at the end of the term, and comply with the rental agreement. One of the things that you need to be aware of as a landlord is the lead-based paint law. This law requires landlords to disclose the possible presence of lead-based paint on the premises before the effective date of any lease or rental agreement. Landlords and their agents must provide the tenant with an Environmental Protection Agency approved lead hazard information pamphlet. And these free pamphlets are available online if you just search Protect Your Family from Lead in Your Home. As the owner of an investment rental property, it's important for you to be aware of the Fair Housing Act, and it's outlined as follows. No one may take any of the following actions based on race, color, national origin, religion, gender, familial status, or handicap. Those actions are refuse to negotiate or rent or sell housing, make housing unavailable or deny a dwelling, set different terms, conditions, or privileges, provide different housing services or facilities, falsely deny that housing is available, or advertise or make a statement that indicates limitation or preference. Here are just a few actions that would make you guilty of this. One example is blockbusting, which is persuading owners to sell property cheaply because of the fear of people from another race or class moving into the neighborhood. Steering, which is influencing a buyer or renter's choice of communities based upon the protected characteristics under the Fair Housing Act. Redlining, denying a credit-worthy applicant housing in a certain neighborhood even though the applicant may otherwise be eligible. So in case you need some help with that, which hopefully you don't, here's some ways to avoid discrimination. Reduce the chances of accusations of discrimination by using minimal objective criteria for each applicant and treat all applicants equally. This must be in writing and in your file and dated. And keep those files for at least 2 years. Notify applicants in writing for reasons of non-acceptance. Choose the first applicant that meets those minimum requirements. Don't cherry pick your favorite, go with the first one and it will protect you. Send an approval letter in writing. Also important is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The landlord can obtain a credit report only if the applicant authorizes it in writing. If adverse action is taken due to the result of a credit report, for example, a denial of rental, the landlord must do the following. They must provide to the applicant in writing the name, address, and telephone number of the consumer reporting agency. And the landlord must provide the consumer with written notice of the consumer's right to obtain a free copy of their consumer report. Make sure you're following those rules to protect yourself. Thanks for joining me as we've discussed the legal issues that can come up in your investment rental real estate. This has been Module 10. I look forward to seeing you in the next module.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. If you want to learn even more about this topic, hop on a free one-on-one strategy call with us. All you have to do is visit flippin.education to book your call today. That's flippin.education. Hope to see you there. And until next time, we'll see you on the flip side.